So what we're going to talk about? I'm going to talk about The Last of Us Part 2. I've taken more time on this game, like a week worth of play. So whoever said it takes 22 to 24 hours to beat this game, I don't know what they were talking about, okay? It took me about 4 days to beat the game, That's just going around looking for everything, taking my time to see anything special. 22 to 24 hours? What in the world? This will go talk about spoilers. May cuss in it. There's some issues with this game. So if you don't want to hear nothing about this game, this really ain't about you. What you want to hear, see, whatever. Is the game bad? No. No, the game ain't bad, okay? The game is not bad at all. It's okay. Is the game great? No, it's not great. No. Mm-mm. And that pertains to people who are comparing it to the first Last of Us. If you're comparing it to the first Last of Us, expecting a first Last of Us experience, you're going to be sad. A sad, sad dog. A sad, sad old yellow ready to be put out its misery. If this game was titled anything else and had the different characters, this game would have been actually good. Okay. Storyline, the story itself would be kind of disastrous, but a lot of games that first time come out kind of have that issue. Last of Us 1 didn't have that. That was a complete masterpiece. The game biggest flaw is it don't feel like The Last of Us. The storyline itself got us feeling like it's The Walking Dead. It's an episode of The Walking Dead. That's what it is. Basically halfway into the series where you're pitted against other humans. That is what this is. You're up against other humans. And clickers and all that are taking a backseat. They are still in the game, but not like they're supposed to. In fact, strategic is somewhat in here, but nothing like the first one, okay? You still gotta be strategic with the humans. There's different types, there seem to be some more factions, dismemberment of the Fireflies. Fireflies still exist. Scars now, and the Wolves, whatever you want to call it. Another big issue in the game. You don't feel nothing for the new characters. You don't feel nothing, no character development. The game still is great in production, voice acting, game mechanics. They added some new stuff where now the repelling and climbing look great. Abby has an issue where she's afraid of heights. That you really feel it and all that. But the way she falls down, she forces herself to automatically jumps. I understand fear and all that, but man, it can be aggravating. But the story, oh my god. I will be jumping all over the place in this game. They're talking about a game. Where's the sense of clickers? It's still going on. In the beginning of the game, that's how it's supposed to be, but now it's more dealing with the factions. And that is because this game basically wants new characters to be involved. But yet they don't know what to do with the old characters. There's a lot of grain in the game. You can really see at the beginning of the game and in the snow. It really turned me off. I don't know why they did that. Trying to look for a theatric feel or whatever. I hated it. The Joel scene. We really thought we were gonna play as Joel in this game. No, he gets a horrible fate. But that's not how the game was supposed to go to begin with. As you can tell, it feels like this game was basically restarted. They had a plot and game, from the first trailers you saw, and somewhere they was decided, let's restart. Let's just start from scratch over. I don't know why they did that. And then they had a second issue. They changed it up from also, to the final stages. and they cut a lot of content. There's a lot of content missing from this game, or cut, left off, and it's shit enough. You will see this in the concept art. Once you unlock the concept art, you'll be like, wait a minute, why didn't they do this? Why didn't they put that in the game? Why did they go with this? I don't know. I don't have the answer for that. Starting with Joel. Joel was not supposed to get shot. Okay, in the concept art, he was supposed to lose his what do you call it? His strong arm, his firing arm, his, you know what I'm saying? He loses his hand that he holds his weapon with. That his primary hand. And I was like, why didn't they go with that? I mean, the way they did it, it's like Joe was so badass in the first game, and that's how he went out. He went all the way to saving you, and all of a sudden, that's how you treat him. That's how you do Joe. It's horrible, man. It's horrible, and it contradicts the 2019 trailer, because there's another character. It's supposed to be another big character, but you don't feel nothing for him either. And that's Jesse. You will see that they swapped the Jesse and Joe characters out. So Joe's supposed to have more story throughout the game, but they gave that to Jesse to have more parts. So I question, was Jesse was supposed to be the one that died in the beginning of the game? There's a lot of unanswered questions and stuff that just contradict things. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. But we saw Joe got a horrible death, and that also contradicts what happens in the end, So basically, we find out about Abby. The game forces you to play Abby, even so she did Joe dirty and did him in, right? Abby is not supposed to look like that to begin with. Abby had a different character sign, and she looked feminine. Here, we got Yes Ma'am. Oh, excuse me. A young Triple H. The way she walked is a young Triple H coming out for his entrance. It's hilarious, okay? The best way I can put it is, all those damn muscles, that is not, I don't know what it is, that's Ronda Rousey. Somehow Ronda Rousey found her way back into a video game to ruin it. It's horrible. I mean, like, I don't... in fact, most of the female characters in this game are masculine and manly. I don't get it. You have Nora. Was it Dinah? You have the Scars, the two females you meet up later on Abby's side, and those are the ones that look decent, The only decent, the female clickers in the game look better than majority of the females they put in the game, because they're so manly. I don't understand that. And they dared to put a mocap scene in it, and basically what that is it's a sex scene involving muscular Abby. Nobody wants to see that. And that leads me to wonder, did she get on steroids in half of her life or something? Because I don't understand. Because when you see her in the end of the game, the ending, they're supposed to make her malnutrition, but her muscles shrunk down to what a feminine body's supposed to look like. So if she don't look malnutrition, that was a big fail at the end. The ending is just awful. Biggest disappointment, there's no character development. Like the first game we went through with Joe, Tess, and I think it was Tess, right? And Ellie. And even extra characters on the side, we got to know, we love them. And it don't have to be love or hate them, it's just the fact that there's a lot of character development in there where we feel for them. We emotional if they died, they lived, what they went through. You don't get that anywhere with these characters, I ain't gonna say the twins, but the two female Scars, I call them females because I'm gonna get on that later, but they have more character design and character development than all these other characters. Jesse, I don't know, that all those characters who came with Abby, you feel nothing, even for Manny, man. I mean, you feel nothing for nobody else, I felt for that because it seemed like they had more going on with the Scar campment at the end, but I don't know what they were going for. It felt like The Walking Dead because, you get attached and all of a sudden that character dead. That's what they did in this game. And that's the flaw in the game. There's gaps. And because there's so much content cut out, just nothing to fill those gaps in, and you just left baffled. You're forced to play somebody you don't want to play as. And that's why I say they wanted more new characters, and Abby seemed to be the star of the game. But somehow they had to figure out what they were going to do with the other characters. Abby's last character design at the ending was supposed to look different compared to how she looked with like a shaved head as well, and the ending's completely useless. I mean, like it defeated everything within the game. Abby got her revenge for Joel. Oh, I guessed that off bat. When I first saw Abby and I knew what was going on, I was like, I bet you she had to be that scientist's daughter. Oh, basically the surgeon, you know what I'm saying? But I called it instantly. And that's what it was. You'll see more of her story later on in the game, but you still don't feel nothing for Abby. In fact, throughout the game, I killed Abby just because. I'm like, this is for Joel. I ain't kidding. I did that quite a few times. Because I really didn't want to play as her. All them damn muscles, and there's scenes in which she get handled, and I'm like, I don't understand it, because she was that her and Ellie scenes, she was doing Ellie in, okay? Ellie had a knife and was still getting done in, you know what I'm saying? Young Triple H, I mean, that, even after losing all those muscles, you still see her blocking all them shots. You'd be like, what in the world? Come on, Ellie. But anyways, throughout the game, there's some good stuff, okay? The story is horrible, but there's some good stuff, okay? Ellie's first segment into Seattle was great. You had a little mini open world. It ain't like, it's not an open game. It's very linear, okay? But the little openness is what the game should have been throughout, okay? Everything else just felt linear. You're forced to go here. You can A, kill some people, B, kill some people, C, kill some people, D. Oh, here's some clickers. And then the boss. That's how the game was. There was some stuff though. There's some beautiful scenes in the, but not like it should have been. It should have been better than the first Last of Us, or on the same level. And it's never got there. It just never got there. They try to recreate some of the greatest scenes, and it didn't happen. Like with the giraffe scene, they try to recreate with a zebra, and that was rushed, and you didn't feel nothing. And the seal, once again, you ain't feel nothing. But the areas was still great. The aquarium, that was wonderful. I enjoyed that. Seattle was nice and opened. Ellie's birthday was a one of the best parts in the game for Ellie, because Ellie didn't get no great. It wasn't really that great with her parts. All the greatest parts in the game went to Abby. That's why I say they catered Abby and had her looking like yes, ma'am. Can't stress that enough. I don't understand the character design, especially when in the concept art she looked different. The ending. Let's talk about the ending, because I said I'm gonna be everywhere in this thing just talking about this and that. The ending is horrible. So you trying to tell me Abby got her revenge by going all out and having all these extra people with her? When it's time for Ellie to get her revenge, it don't happen. Ellie gets beat the hell up twice. Almost get beat up the third time. Finally get Abby. And she don't kill her. What was the point of going all the way from Seattle to California and not kill her? Abby got her revenge. You had a nice little life with Dinah, whatever you want to call her. And you just decided, you know what? I'm going to let her live. Well, the joke was on Ellie when she got back home. Lost 2 fingers. And Dinah wasn't even there. Dinah left. And that's the contradiction, because Dinah went on to Seattle with Abby. Rode for Abby. Oh, excuse me, Ellie. Sorry. It's so similar, you know what I'm saying, that it just jumps out. But she go all this way with, Ellie to go kill Abby. And she was like, you know what, I'm done. I got a kid, and I'm just going to leave. Here's all your stuff in this one room. I'm gone. That makes no sense. Why ride for Ellie all this time and then finally be like, you know what, I'm not gonna wait. Horrible ending. It's dumb ending, and there's a lot of cut content. You see a little boar at first, but in cut content, she hunts the boar and then have some more flashbacks. So that's completely cut out. Joel's segment should have been better. The flashbacks. If you ask me, this game should have been done starting off with Abby and build up, with her storyline, let you know what's going on, and then the flashbacks come up with Ellie. When Abby gets into it with something and a boss happens, that's when it should switch over to Ellie and we get Ellie's parts. And if they kept the cut content in, it would have been much better that way. So that way we can build up with the character and have some kind of emotions and feelings for him. I didn't care nothing for Abby at all, nothing, and she ended up having all the best parts and things, going up on a sky, what do you call it, skyscrapers, going on to those damn cranes. You feel something for that, even so I didn't care for her, I just felt, for the Scar girl. Here she all brave and all this, and she got a scaredy cat, with her. The Scar Village that was big, but the best part of the game is the hospital, and that's an Abby scene once again, and that deals with Rat King. The best part in the whole game is Rat King, nightmare fuel. There's some Resident Evil type mess right down there. Okay, that was the best part. I enjoyed that part a lot. This game was not that challenging. The first game was challenging. This one was not challenging at all. You had 2 skewers, I think it was called. That was kind of a little challenge, but it's not strategic like most of these other games are. It's just like rush you type thing. The 2 skewers and little tiny corners keep running, and you ain't got that much weapons, ammo, whatever to work with. You have that one bloater scene, which he seemed to be overpowered. They made him much stronger than regular, how bloater's supposed to be. I hate they did that because it did more nonsense to me with that. But Rat King, that's the biggest challenge in the whole game. It was fun, but it got annoying because out the whole game, that's where all my deaths came from. I died 3 times with Rat King. I ain't died nowhere else but with the Rat King. Once you see Rat King, you know why I say nightmare fuel, because I was like, holy crap, because the game is dark, where you can't see what it really looks like when it first introduced you to him. But when you start getting into the open areas and you can see him, you be like, holy crap, oh man, holy shit, I don't want to fight this joke. And trust me, you will waste all your bullets and weapons on it. And there will be a time you feel like you done ran out of everything, and you be like, how the hell can I fight this thing now? So if you ain't prepped beforehand, yeah, I feel for you. Rat King was the best thing in the game, and it ain't even a human. Tommy had some decent moments. I like how he was the super sniper, because that was a little challenge too. I admit that's a little extra challenge too, getting to Tommy. All this just to get his ass beat later in the game. I didn't understand that, you know what I'm saying? And I really expected Tommy to go out afterwards, where Ellie said she didn't want to do it. But you ain't see Tommy nowhere afterwards, so that kind of questioned me, So I felt like they held Tommy's thing because, like I said, you had all them people who killed Joel, and Tommy disappeared, and you had some people that was already there. So I assumed the DLC was you gonna see what Tommy did. They're gonna put you in Tommy's shoes, and there's so much gaps in the game I couldn't get into, But now they announced there's not gonna be no DLC. Oh man. So there's a petition. In fact, I was supposed to get this video out ahead of time, but I had to redo it. I agree. This game has to be redone. The story is so bad. It has a plot, it is okay. Here's A, gotta go to B, C, but there's so many gaps and inconsistencies and contradictions. It's not good. I don't get why they did that. So this game needs to be redone, storyline changed up. It ain't gotta be like, completely redone. They can use what they have, but just change what it's supposed to be. Change Abby, change. So I get it. Joe is supposed to die regardless, in this game. It's the fact how they did it, and it just killed it for the fans. This definitely was not for the fans. I felt Neil just lost control of this game, and they should never got rid of Bruce. I felt this game could have been so better if they kept Bruce on board. Bruce left Naughty Dog. I think after the Lost Legacy, I think, or was it Uncharted 4? But they should have kept Bruce. Okay, I felt this game would have been better. So it lets me know who had much better writing skills of this, or directorship. But I don't get it, especially with Abby. I don't get that. I don't. Okay, let's now get on with that one part I was going to come back to. You have the two scars, and you're like, one of them shaped the head, and the scars just own both of them, and they claim it's a boy. So you got a girl and a boy. The boy shaped the head, and then Ghost and later talking about he wanted to be a soldier, but instead they wanted him to be a wife. I said, what? A wife? That makes no sense. Is he going to get sent off to another man to get married to? Oh, that makes zero sense. What's going on? So that leads me to believe the Scar is supposed to be a girl who wanted to be a boy to become a soldier. And that's what it was. But somehow things didn't get processed or changed up or whatever. It's just a lot of nonsense, okay? A lot of things feels forced onto you. Abby is automatically forced, okay? That's the biggest forced thing on you. The world's so beautiful. Some of the ideas so wonderful. But that's what it feels like. It's like a Duke Nukem, okay, we got this. Then we got this idea. And then we got this idea. But now we got these gaps. How do we connect everything? And then it turns to crap in the end result. That's what happened here. This game feels like the Walking Dead storyline. It's just bad, okay? Is it a bad game? No. It was worthwhile, but it's not challenging. Even the trophies aren't challenging like the first one. In fact, because they don't have a list of what you need, and you don't know what to look for in the stage, I missed 2 cards. And the only way I found out I missed 2 trading cards was because I had to go back to an old save before I beat the game and go down, and I looked online to see what all I needed, and that's where I saw what the 2 things I missed in the game. I had first find out how many things I missed and where it was. One of them I wouldn't have guessed what to do, and that was like near the beginning, of the first day Seattle. I didn't think of looking on top or using the rope like that, so it ain't that hard, okay? The only hardest thing is getting enough bullets. This game really wants you to use everything else but bullets, and then when you kill something, oh, here's 1 bullet, or you kill a whole horde and just nothing, no bullets and no items. You will feel like that, and when you get to something you need, you ain't got it. So that's the kind of sucks there, and that's our normal mode, okay? Normal mode don't feel like a normal mode at all. So you have the scenes in which you have unlimited bullets, and you got like just groups of people they want you to shoot. You got a car scene, and then later on you got a horse scene that you gotta shoot. I don't know if that's a third one, but once you shoot the characters, it's not registering. It feels like a VHS gun game, and when you click, it's not registering, even though you're aiming at the people. The people don't react. Sometimes they don't fall off like they're supposed to, even so you put all like 50 bullets or whatever into them. I mean, that's awful. I don't know why they did that. This needs to be redone. Some of the shooting is kind of hilarious. You'll shoot and all of a sudden they move to the last second, but not like they're dodging from it. It's just the fact they got a time limit and they gotta move to another area, and you be like, damn it. And then they got a little harder people, the bald-headed scars. If a headshot is supposed to be a headshot, 1 shot, that's it. And you had to shoot these truckers 3 times in the head, and that makes zero sense. Ah, that was painful, you know, and upsetting. Every other character, if you don't shoot him in the head, it's 3 shots, you know, and like I said, bullets count. They matter. Even in normal mode, you gotta keep those bullets. I don't know, there's little faults in the game, you know, but the gaps in being forced to play Abby and not getting the story situated right. They have beautiful sceneries and the areas are great. I have no problem with the areas, okay? Everything else feels good in the game, but like I said, this don't feel like The Last of Us. What the direction they went with the storyline is the hugest, biggest negative thing. This game needs to be redone, story redone, and call it a definite edition. That's what that petition is. You know, it's got like 35,000 signatures now or whatever. But is it a big disappointment? Not a big disappointment, but it's a disappointment and a letdown. Okay. That's why I'm gonna leave it at. Okay. If you watch this whole video, kudos, because I said I was gonna be all over the place. There's some things I like, some things I didn't like. Here you had Ellie kill all these other people and all that, and just leave it the way they did for the ending. Ellie took a huge L. Like, oh my god, I didn't like Ellie's design either. That's another thing. Ellie, because of Ellen Page, looked butch in this. I hate the character design. Everybody else got to look manly too. You know what I'm saying? Just counteract that. The best place Ellie looked good is when they cut off and Dina had her child, and you're first reintroduced back to Ellie, and she ain't got that little pony half-ass tail, whatever, in the back, and she looked decent right there. But that's the only time she looked decent in the game. Well, thank you for checking out this video. That's just my thoughts and opinions. Enjoy.